Yo, what's up guys, welcome back again to another video, and today we're going to be doing something a little bit different this time. You might be wondering, why is there a black screen right now? Well, that's because we are going to be, we are going to be trying to figure out which is the best enemy in Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom. So, here are our contestants. Who's the better enemy, the Guardian or the Gloom Hands? Now, disclaimer, I was going to put, gameplay up to leave you satisfied while I was talking and jabbering and nonstop, but I tried doing that by putting my microphone on and no device audio, but turns out doesn't matter if there's no device audio activated, it still has audio coming from my fucking device. So, I am not gonna show gameplay, so you're gonna have to just stare at this picture stare at these pictures I got off the internet, Google to be precise, while you hear me talk. So, this is the Guardian versus the Gloom Hands. Now, if you're a Breath of the Wild fan, veteran or something, and you play Tears of the Kingdom, you would know just how creepy and terrifying these guys are. Now, while we're ranking them, we're going to be ranking them in 3 categories. Their strength category, their creepiness category, and their difficulty category. The strength will show how much damage they do, how much damage they can deal, even when you have upgraded armor, and their powers, like their abilities. And creepiness is how scary they look and how they make you feel when you encounter them. So like how you might run from like a boss in Elden Ring, or playing Bloodborne, you might feel terrified and just totally skip a enemy or something like that. And their difficulty is how I said how tough their armor is there. I should have typed in how much 8 health they have. Oh wait, I did. Just ignore that. How tough their armor is, how hard are they to deal with, and how much HP they have. We're ranking them into those 3 categories. Now, first up is the Guardian. There is the Guardian, the first ever very feared enemy once Breath of the Wild came out in like 2017, 2016, something like that. It's big, it has spider-like because it has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 legs. Okay, it has like 1, 2. It has 6 legs, close enough to a spider, but it has a laser cannon coming from his eyes, as you can see right there. Now, there are 2, actually no, not 2. There are millions types of Guardians. Like there's the Decayed Guardian, there's the Drone, but we are going to be focusing on the Stalker Guardians, aka the one you see right there with legs. I was playing Breath of the Wild, and as soon as I got the champion gear, the champion tunic, I saw that the total amount of health it has is 1,500. But we'll get to that later. So strength, how much damage did they do? Well, from what I've got from one of my friends at school that's a big Breath of the Wild fan, over 500 hearts. Maybe even more. It doesn't matter. So that laser that it shoots right there, that is its main ability. That's only what it does. That's all it does. It shoots. If it sees you, it'll chase after you, and you'll have a red dot coming right on your face. If that hits you directly, it doesn't matter how many hearts you have, you will die. Or if you're shielding, you will also die. Oh, well, no, you won't die, but your shield will break. It will break apart into bits. So yeah, it's the damage, basically an insta-kill. If it's not a direct hit, but it's close enough that the blast radius catches you, you won't die immediately, but you will burn and lose a little bit of your health. Now, how much damage they can deal to upgraded armor? Well, an insta-kill. It doesn't matter if you have upgraded armor or not. It's probably going to be an insta-kill if you get hit directly either way. But if you don't get hit directly, it's probably going to deal a little bit less damage, but it's still an insta-kill. So basically, they just do insta-kill damage. How much damage... Oh, wait, no. The power of their abilities. There's multiple different Guardians, but since this is the one we're going for, we already completed the strength category. Now, the creepiness isn't really showing. I mean, yeah, it is spider-like and it's huge, but it doesn't really look creepy, unlike these guys right here. But yeah, it's a little bit creepy when you first encounter one, but after a while and you get used to like seeing them, it's not really that scary. And how they feel when you encounter them, if you're a newbie, then you're gonna run. But if you're an experienced player, you might still run just to not waste your items on it, but you are powerful enough to actually deal with it. So it just varies. And difficulty. Their armor, if you can cut their legs off and deflect, or should I say parry, the laser with your shield, if you do a perfect guard, if you have a shield, you're blocking, and you parry as soon as the laser comes out, you can do very good damage. But if you try and like attack them head on with weapons, it doesn't do that much. So their armor, it's tough if you try and go in melee. You can still chop their legs off and then damage them that way, but it's recommended you just shoot them. I mean, parry their laser. It does a lot more damage. I think you can kill them like 3 hits with that. How hard are they to deal with? They're very hard because they're not that hard, but they're hard enough to where you have to learn, like you have to train yourself to do perfect guarding, because if you don't do perfect guarding that well, then your shield is going to break. And if you do it too early, you're going to if you parry too early, you're going to die. If you parry too late, your shield's going to break. And if you parry just right, well, you can get a hit on them. So yeah, they're basically hard to deal with if you are not good at parrying. And how much HP do they have? I already clarified that. 1,500. 1,500 HP. Now, on to the Gloom Hands. We're going in Tears of the Kingdom territory now. They're big, as usual. They're long, because they're hands, and they have an unsettling appearance, judging by how they have eyes in the middle of their hands. Now, the strength, how much damage they do, they I think they do they don't do necessarily like damage. They do gloom damage, which means that if you're in their grasp, they will not permanently, I would say permanently, but that's for Ganon. But they would take your hearts, like they're holding you, they're squeezing you, and then your hearts just break. What gloom damage is, if you guys are already aware, is that if you lose the heart, you can't heal until you like recover. So like if you go to a light route in the depths, or you go back up to the surface or something like that. If you are gloomified, you have to like stay in sunlight or some sort of area like in the depths, like a light route where there's like life. And then you get your hearts back. You won't like immediately get them back, because after the gloom goes away, you still have to heal. But yeah, it just stops you from healing. How much damage can they do to upgrade armor? Not really upgraded armor. They do like the same damage, but I think for gloom armor, so like the armor that's gloom resistant, it it doesn't it does the same exact thing, but you have gloom resistant armor. So basically, it just reduces, it increases how many, no, it decreases, I don't know what I'm saying. You guys know what I mean. And their ability, they don't really have an ability. I mean, yeah, they spread gloom everywhere. When they spread gloom when they walk, which means you can't really get close to them, but other than that, they don't really have an ability. How scary do they look? You can answer that for yourself. Look at those things. If you don't think those are scary, there's something wrong with you. Like literally, my first encounter with these guys, it was a lucky encounter, but like I was at school, and then my friend Caleb was talking to me about like all this crap and Gloom Hands and whatnot. I was thinking, what the heck are Gloom Hands? And he couldn't describe it to me very well, so I just went home after, played Tears of the Kingdom for a bit. Then I was looking at I was trying to get this shrine on like a platform, and all of a sudden I thought a blood moon was happening, but then I saw the Gloom Hands pop out of the ground, and when I was standing on the ledge, on the cliff, when they were trying to get me, unsuccessfully mind you, I was screaming at my TV being like, what is that? What the hell is that? You know what I mean? So yeah, they're scary. How they feel when you encounter them? You run. That's what happens. You run. And now difficulty. How tough their armor is. They don't have armor, but they don't take that much damage. You can cheese them though by just spamming bomb flowers on them. If you just spam bomb flowers, they're easy peasy. But then there's Phantom Ganon, aka the second phase, when you fight these things and you kill them. We're gonna do that in a separate video, but for right now we're just focusing on the Gloom Hands. How hard are they to deal with? For me, it wasn't that hard, cause after like a few days into the game, I actually was able to like kill them, and then after killing a bit of them, I got used to it. So now every time I see the Gloom Hands, I just tear them down. So they're not that hard to deal with. And how much HP do they have? They have like 250 HP. Because I Googled them just now. And yes, I did cut it out of the video, so you don't see me doing it. I didn't really do full research on this, because I was trying to, like, make a lot of cuts so that you didn't have to sit through. Like, on my phone, when I'm recording, I can just pause the recording. But on this iPad, it doesn't let me pause recordings. I have no idea why. But yeah, they have 250 HP per hand. So yeah. But now this answers the real question. Who's the better one? Well, you guys might think, oh yeah, the Gloom Hands, they're recent, they're creepy and whatnot. But we have to recognize they might be creepy, sure, and they might deal good damage, well, gloom damage, but they aren't really that tough. They're more so like, if you're a beginner, you would like to avoid them, but after you fight them once, then like they're those types of bosses where they seem menacing, but as soon as you fight them once and you beat them, then the other times you go to fight them, they're just easy to deal with. Like, they're not a challenge. With Guardians, however, they literally can shoot you down. It doesn't matter if you're experienced or you're not experienced. If you make one mistake when trying to fight these things, you will die. It's chance or nothing. Chance or nothing, basically. Double or nothing. Double or nothing. You either 50-50 parry the shield, or 50-50 not and die, or your shield gets broken. They're literally like Russian roulette, if you will. They're like a chance game where if you have the skill, then it's 100% of the time you're gonna kill them. But if you're like not that experienced with fighting these guys and you're not good at perfect guarding, then you're just dead. It's either 50-50. That's how I learned all that crap. So yeah. So real answer. So now with the question: who is the real best enemy? The Guardian. The Guardian, in my opinion, is a perfect way to have well, not really a boss, but like a beginning, like an enemy they encounter. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't really know how to describe it, but it's like one of those enemies where they feel menacing and they are menacing. That's like when you fight them and you finally kill them for the first time, it's like you just beat the game already. With the Gloom Hands, though, they're just kind of an annoyance. Like, if you fight them once, yeah, there's Phantom Ganon, but if you really get the hang of it, you're going to be fighting those guys all day. Or even better, you can just climb on a cliff. And what happens when you climb on the cliff? They can't get to you. For the Guardians, you had to hide behind something. But if you were just on a cliff, they could shoot you. They could snipe you if you were at high in the air. Like, if you were like in the sky, they could shoot you if they knew you were up there. But with these guys, you just climb on a ledge or a wall, and then they're just like reaching out for you, trying to get you, but they're not that long. So yeah. So this is the winner. Do I think the Gloom Hands are a bad enemy? No, of course not. I think they're very cool. I actually was scared of them when I first met them. Like, when I first met them, my reaction, they weren't like getting me. I was just standing still on the ledge laughing about how they were too short to get me. But before all that, I was like, what the heck are those things? Like, why do they have eyeballs in the middle of their hands? Like, since I wasn't a big Zelda fan, I had no idea what these enemies were supposed to be. I didn't know these guys existed. I didn't know anything. Which is surprising for me because I spoil myself about everything with games. Like Five Nights at Freddy's, I spoiled myself before I even had Five Nights at Freddy's Help Wanted. Which means I knew the lore, I knew the story, I knew Glitch Trap was there, I know there were tapes at the beginning of the game. But with this one, I didn't spoil myself because I didn't like the franchise in the first place. Now here I am talking about this game because of how good it is. So do I think the Gloom Hands are bad? Of course not. They're just kind of, the Guardians are OG. So with that, thank you for watching. And I will make more videos like this. And just in case you're wondering, yes, this entire thing was on a slideshow. That's why you kept seeing me go back and forth. And yes, the black screen's right here too. But yeah, anyway, thanks for watching.